was a beautiful young woman who just graduated from university. She based in Calabar with her parents. She came from a very poor family. After her university education, she relocated to Abuja, where she got a job in a library. Although she was not getting enough salary, but as a beginner, she had to manage. Few months later, she got a job in Unilever company where she was working as an assistant marketer. Toby was happy and grateful to God. At least she can be sending money to her parents in Calabar. Toby, as a young Yoruba girl, was a very beautiful girl. She was a center of attraction in her office. All the male staff in the office loved her so much because of her beauty. Everyone wants to associate with her. Toby was a very hardworking girl. She never played with her job. In every day of her life, she remembered where she come from. One day, as she was coming back from work, one of her male colleagues stopped her just to have a good conversation with her. His name was Tolu. Tolu was a Yoruba guy who worked in the same office with Tope. He came from a very rich family and the only son of his parents. Tolu had tried so hard to get the attention of Tope, but Tope refused to give him attention till that day. Tope gave him attention and Tolu asked her for a date. That day, he took her to a eating joint where they both had a long discussion and Tope accepted to be his girlfriend. They started dating. At the initial time, their colleague thought that they were just friends till the day that they saw them sitting in a joint. It was a talk of the town in their office. People didn't believe their eyes that Tope would ever accept Tolu. Because of the lifestyle he lives, Tolu doesn't keep a long relationship with girls. He always have fun and leave them at the end. He believed that he's handsome, young, and also came from a very rich family. So he believed that he's untouchable. But Tope didn't know all this about Tolu before she started dating him. Tope and Tolu were dating, and it was a very sweet journey at the beginning. See, one day, Tope went to market to buy foodstuff that she would use and cook that evening. But the only reason why she was cooking that evening was to surprise her boyfriend Tolu. So she made a delicious pepper stew rice for Tolu. That evening, she wanted to surprise him. So she cooked and took the food to his house without informing him. When she came, she found out that Tolu was not only dating her, but was also dating another girl who was in a bank. And it happened to be his longtime girlfriend. Tope was shocked and cried her eyes out. When Tolu noticed that it was Tope, he pretended that the longtime girl was a neighbor. Immediately, Tope dropped the food at the doorstep and ran away with anger. When she got home, she called one of her female closet colleagues in the office named Annabel and told her what happened. Annabel rushed to meet her at home. After explaining what happened in Tolu's house to Annabel, Annabel told Tope that Tolu has been a friend for a very long time and he has been friending some female colleagues in their office. She told Tope how wayward Tolu has been and he used to sleep with almost all the colleagues in the office. Tope was shocked and regretted how she didn't ask people around her office before accepting her relationship with Tolu. Tope was consoled by her colleagues, Annabel, and even slept in her house that night just to cheer her up. The next day, Tolu rushed to Tope's house before going to the office just to apologize to Tope, but she refused and ordered him to leave her house and never come back again. Tope vowed not to have anything to do with any man till she got married to her own husband. Few weeks later, Tope healed from her heartbreak. She began to take her work so serious. Even when gossip were flying around in the office, she refused to listen to anybody but only focused on her job. 1 year later, Tope met Emmanuel, a handsome Igbo guy who newly came to Abuja in search of greener pasture. They became friends. As time goes on, they started dating each other. And Emmanuel had nothing, but Tope accepted him because of his calm nature. Emmanuel loved Tope so much that he proposed to her, and Tope accepted. She didn't accept Emmanuel because of anything, but she believed that both would build a comfortable life from scratch. Months later, Tope and Emmanuel got married, and Emmanuel packed to Tope's house and they began to live as husband and wife. 5 years later, Tope gave birth to a baby boy. He was everything they both wanted. He was the answer to their prayers. When their baby turned 6 years, Tope received a tragic news that there was a fire incident at Emmanuel's place of work, and Emmanuel didn't make it. He passed away. Tope was devastated. Her family and the Emmanuel family came together to identify the remains of Emmanuel. A test was carried out, and it was proved that indeed it was Emmanuel's dead body. The pain of grief of burying Emmanuel was too much for Tope. They did the funeral. The Tope family and Emmanuel family were present. The bond between Emmanuel and his son was so strong. In order for Tope to maintain his legacy, Tope decided to teach her son everything about his father, Emmanuel. From showing him more pictures of him and telling him where his father grew up and where he went to school. It wasn't an easy job for Tope, but she had to be strong for her only son. Tope kept pretending as everything was okay. 12 years later, Tope's son turned 18 years and was ready to enter university. He insisted on going to study in the same place where his dad studied, even study the same course his dad studied. Tope gave him her blessing and sent him off. One day, Tope got a phone call from her son. He sounded so upset on the phone, unlike his bubbly self. Then Tope knew that something was wrong. She asked him, "So what was wrong?" He asked his mother to confirm if his dad, Emmanuel, was actually dead, or Tope was hiding something from him. And Tope was like, "My son, what do you mean? Your father Emmanuel, my husband, passed away 12 years ago, and you were very small then, but you might not remember, but you were there at his funeral." Tope's son asked her to send him the pictures of his dad, which Tope did without wasting time. He called his mother back and told her that the man in the photo she sent was exactly the man he saw at the school's parking lot that day. Tope started shaking and she asked his son if he was sure, because she believed there was no way this would have been a possible, or maybe someone who looked like him, his late father, but Tope insisted that it was the same person. For Tope's son to confirm everything to his mother, he took a picture of so-called father and sent it to his mom. When Tope saw the picture, she was shocked and sat down on the chair close to her, and she said, "This man in the picture looks exactly like my late husband." Guys, this is very amazing story. You can't afford to miss the end. Please kindly subscribe to my channel at African Tales by Ifenkili. Like and share with family and friends. Turn on your notification button and stay tuned for more interesting and mind-blowing stories coming your way. Guys, let's continue. After Tope saw the picture, she called her son and asked him to take some time off school and come back home. He came back and she decided to figure out everything on her own. Tope's son told her that he has seen this man with this lecturer for a couple of times. He opened Facebook accounts and used it to find this lecturer so as to know if they can find anything about this man and the lecturer. But this was nothing there. As he doesn't have much posts, but there was one picture she was tagged with this lady. My son decided to click on this lady's profile. Boom, everything came up and I had goosebumps all over me. My son started crying. In that lady's profile, they saw a picture of Emmanuel with the lecturer, the lady that sat her, the lady's husband and their little baby. In that profile, there was a video where Emmanuel was making a speech at his daughter's wedding, and they listened to his voice and Tope strongly believed that this is her husband, Emmanuel. Tope wanted to shout, but she remained calm because she wanted to find more evidence. Emmanuel had a scar on the side of his face, and Tope told her son to look for more pictures that would show his scar, and immediately they saw a picture like that in the same Facebook profile, and Tope's suspicious was confirmed. Tope rushed inside her room and contacted her husband's family, and they told her to calm down, that it can't be true. She tried to explain everything to them and also sent them his recent picture, the one that my son took. They were shocked as us, but still believed that it could be someone that looked exactly like him. But Tope told them that she have confirmed it herself. She said to her husband's family, I have lived with your son for years, so I am sure of what I'm saying. She wanted to get to the bottom of the whole thing, so she took a bold step and contacted the lecturer, but what she told her left Tope speechless. When she called the lecturer, she said to her, I lost my husband 12 years ago, and I think you are married to the same man. And she said, no, I don't think you got the right person. I've married to my husband for a long time. Our oldest child is 23 years old, and we have got 3 children, said the lecturer. My husband has never lived elsewhere, said the lady. As a matter of fact, he doesn't even go out, so that can't be possible, said the lecturer. Tope asked her if they could meet in person, and the lady agreed. She gave Tope a location, and it was a restaurant. Tope traveled with her son down to his school to go meet this lecturer. So when they got to this restaurant, they sat with their backs to the entrance, while she, the lecturer, sat facing the entrance. Some minutes later, he arrived, our husband. He greeted his wife with a smile and turned to greet who his wife was meeting. He saw Tope. The smile on his face went cold and turned into a shock. He wanted to leave. I grabbed him and sat him back down. Then I turned to his wife and asked her if she still doubts me. Hasn't his action and reaction confirmed everything? He looked at us and said, I will admit to everything. I was living a double life. It turned out that he was married to this lecturer in another state before marrying Tope. And neither of us knew about this. He said that he had a reason that he would like his other children to be present before saying anything more. So together they went to their house and his other children were present. He said that he left Tope and her son because people were after his life. He was afraid they would come for Tope and her son, so he faked his own death. The forensic results and everything were all fake. He met Tope and her son to went through pain and grief and trauma for nothing. Now he wants us to move to his base because he wants to make things right for us. Then, what is the point? He told me that he doesn't want to let his family to know that he was still alive. Guys, this is the end of this amazing story. What do you learn from this story? If you were Tope, what will you do? What Emmanuel did to Tope, was it a good one? Let me see your comments on the comment section. Assuming that Tope's son did not see Emmanuel in the school, would he ever remember that they exist? Guys, please kindly subscribe to my channel at African Tales by Ifenkili. Like and share with family and friends. Turn on your notification button and stay tuned for more interesting and mind-blowing stories coming your way next time. Guys, remain blessed. Bye.